When did you make up your mind about this?
Today. And then last night seeing your interview. And I'm not saying that that's the truth. And then what was funny, when Serena called me, I was like, wow, that's who I am, right? That's who I love helping people, you know. And then when I looked up, I said, man, I can't even be there for my brother's last game in Miami. I love Dwayne Wade, I love his wife, and I can't even be there, you know, to support him and send him out the right way. And so I've been thinking about it, but today I said, you know what? I'm gonna go up here and tell him that's it for me.
Did you tell Rob Pelinka?
Nope.
You concerned that's him or Jeannie calling you?
No.
Could Jeannie talk you out of this?
No, because I love her. I love her so much, and so anything she needs from me, I'm gonna be here.
What do you mean?
What backstabbing and whispering are you talking about?
Well, you know, it's a lot of that going on in this whole world of professional basketball. It's a lot of that goes on, and so that's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not talking about our organization. I'm just talking overall.
Did the Anthony Davis situation will play a big
No.
role?
That had nothing to do with it. You know, we want to improve the team. That's what my job is to do. And then you guys made it like, oh, the young guys better grow up quick, because this is a part of basketball. This is a part of sports. This is a part of life. When you enter into professional sports and you enter to the NBA, your name will be always sometime mentioned in trades. And you have to deal with that. Just play your ass off and go play. That's it. And you know what? Credit to them, they did that. It took them a week or two to get over it, but before Brandon Ingram got hurt, he was playing unbelievable. He put together, what, 3 weeks or 2 weeks of, that's the Brandon, I think, if he can get to that level and stay there consistently next year, he'd be like an all-star.
You've never been one not to finish what you set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be interpreted as the case this time.
Well, I think that, you know, this time is a little different, Jim, because emotions and love, a lot is involved, you know. And then I don't want to be the one who, you know, have to, you know, it's a fine line, right? We have here, so I got to make a decision tomorrow, and I had made my decision, right? But I said, Irvin, nah. I said, I knew how difficult it was for my sister to love me and support me, and then also love him, and you know. And then I said, why am I in the middle of this? I don't have to be, you know. And then why am I have to make also deals or moves on other people's lives? I said, no, that's not who I am. You know, I like the role that I had before, maybe consult her, be outside, but I also love my life. And now it frees me up to have that life again, you know, and to have a good time. Also, too, I love supporting, I love working with guys. So now this summer I get to work with Ben Simmons. I get in with no strings and no handcuffs on me. If he wants me to work with him, or like Dwayne Wade, I work with him, and so on and on. I like that role better. I'm a big brother type. I'm not the guy who I have to watch what I say, put a muzzle on me, you know, that type of thing. And then, again, I think we're headed in the right direction. That's the main thing. If we wasn't heading in the right direction, I would then stay in here. But with LeBron coming in, and I thank him for signing with us too, because it changed our franchise. And all we have to do is get what we talked about this summer, put another guy in place with these young, talented young players that we have. And if they grow to where we think they can grow to, Kyle Kuzma, I think he, high ceiling, man. Wow, what a talent. B.I., what a talent. Lonzo, if we can keep him healthy. That's all we got to do is keep him healthy, because before he got hurt, he was finally turning the corner as well. And then I think that, you know, you look at what Josh can bring to the table, his toughness and his presence. So I'm excited about the direction. So I'm excited about making this move too. Like, you know what? I was driving here happy. And then I saw my sister Nina out there. I was happy seeing her, Amina over there. And you know, this is good times for me. This is not, and write it this way. I hope, yeah, tomorrow it's gonna be, oh, Magic this. I hope it comes out right, That I had a great time. I want to thank my sister for allowing me to do this. I couldn't face her to tell her, so I had to do it this way because we love each other so much.
Just because you said how impactful the interview that Jim had with LeBron was on you, have you had any communication with LeBron about this?
No.
What would you say to him?
I would just tell him, you know, that I'm going back to doing my community work that's important to me, that I missed a lot of it. Jim and I cried together at Crenshaw High School when Nipsey died. I said, man, this is a part, that's who I am in the community. You know, I want to complete what I started there. And I think that I want to also free up to do whatever I want to do in terms of help guys, like I was before. I'm a free bird, and I've been handcuffed, and I don't like that.
The elements of this job that it turned out you didn't enjoy as much. How surprising is that to you?
Very, very. It's not the job itself, and I love. You know what I love? The recruitment of LeBron. Because you get me in a room with somebody, oh, it's over. I know how to close deals. That's why I'm good in business, right? I know what to do. I'm gonna go back to that. My company is exploding right now, and so I have to make a decision, right? Because I can't give both 100%, and so I'm excited about going back to that. And this is a good day.
This has to be really hard for you, because as much as you talked about wanting 2 summers, as much as you dreamed about leading this team back, you know, think back to the press conference you ago, this must be really hard for you.
Yeah, it is. It's a difficult decision. You know, I cried before I came here. I'm about to cry now. But it's hard when you love an organization the way I love this organization. It's hard when you love a person like I love Jeannie. And I don't want to disappoint her. I don't want to, you know, we love Luke, you know. So I got to make a decision, right? And that's a tough thing. But I'm good with where I am. I'm happy. I want to do the things I used to do. So I had to weigh both situations, and so this is better for me.
I know how religious a person you are, and I would assume that you prayed about this a lot.
Oh, I did. That's why I'm happy. You know, God gave me the right decision, and so that's why I'm happy and moving forward.
Magic, you keep saying you didn't want to be between Jeannie and him. Can you just clarify who
What
the
I
him
mean
is?
is that,
Who's the him?
no, when I say that between him, look, Jeannie loves Luke, loves me. You know, you never want to have to make a decision that then I don't never want to disappoint her, and it's a tough situation. So we have so much love for Lakers, you know, and this organization. So I looked and I said, you know what, Irvin, you got a great life. I mean, I was like, man. And when I got done praying about it and thinking about it, I said, go back to that great life. I still help the Lakers in any way I can if they call me and need me. Matter of fact, I loved our dinners before and after the season with Jeannie. I'll go back to that, and then let somebody come in here or whatever she decides to do, and I support that. And Allison, thank you, honey. I know you were trying to cut me off, and she was like, "What is Magic doing?" Thank you, but I love you. I enjoy working with you.
Irvin, if you and Jeannie had been on the same page with
we are on the same page. in terms of she gave me the power. That was the same page. And I could have did anything I wanted to do tomorrow. But I decided to step down, and we've always been on the same page. We've never had an argument or a disagreement. She told me even yesterday, you have the power. So.
And you thought it would hurt her if you got rid of Lou?
No, I just didn't want to put her or myself in that situation, right? And so I'm good with who I am, what I stand for, what I'm all about, and I love her to death. And so this is a great moment for me, great moment for her, the organization, and let's just move forward. We support him and keep it moving.